January was the month I started implementing my backlog strategies. I created a spreadsheet of my games in the backlog and allocated 2 hours a day to get through these games. Finally, I made a rough list of which games I actually wanted to play through this month and tried to stick to playing those games first. As I went through these games, I documented in my phone so I could write notes and my thoughts on each game as I played through them for this video. So let's get started. The first game I finished in January was Jusant. I'm going to be honest, I personally did not enjoy this game, especially at the beginning. The mechanics of having to place each arm seemed more of a chore than anything else. It was really tedious. I actually changed the settings halfway through so I could just appreciate the scenery and not have to be meticulously pressing buttons. This gave the game a more relaxed vibe immediately and helped me get through the full game to the end. This was when I started to really enjoy the journey. As I went through the game, I found the Zen vibes and I started to enjoy it more and more. The game itself is breathtaking in its appearance, so much so that sometimes I would stop to take in the vastness of the mountain that I was climbing. Overall, I still think it wasn't for me, but check it out if the gameplay or visuals interest you. The next game I finished in January was RoboCop Rogue City. This game is pure fun during the combat section. It is over-the-top gore and action, but it feels like it stays true to what RoboCop should be. The game is not suitable for younger audiences as it has a lot of adult themes and references, plus the game also has language throughout. Playing through RoboCop Rogue City, you could feel the developers had a love for the source material. I think I have seen a RoboCop movie in the past, but I don't really have any nostalgia for the show at all. Maybe they are a little too old for me. This did not matter, however, as the story was coherent and able to be enjoyed even as a newcomer to RoboCop. RoboCop walks slowly, the combat can feel janky, and the story is serviceable at best, and yet I couldn't get enough. The voicing of RoboCop is from one of the original actors, and the world setting feels great. Both the city and police station have what can be described as a perfect atmosphere. Also, at around 10 hours, the game doesn't overstay its welcome. One not to miss if you want a fun, over-the-top FPS game with some charm. Hoa and the 5 Pirates of Mara is a cute platformer, taking around 3 hours to beat. If you are looking to 100% by getting all the collectibles and doing all the races, you can probably double this playtime. I did have some issues when in certain levels you ran towards the screen. It was hard to see the platforms, and in another level I ran too fast to the right and fell off the platform as it was off screen. Minor gripes aside, this is a really cute and decent platformer. One I can recommend if you like 3D platformers. Another platformer I played last month was Gris. The game had been on my backlog for a long time and I finally got around to playing it. Each level in Gris introduces a new colour. It is very pretty, there are no enemies, and it ends up feeling like a puzzle game at times. Throughout the game I enjoyed the interactivity with the DualSense controller, from the haptic feedback through to the sounds emitted whilst playing. It really added to the atmosphere. Gris is a beautiful game that just has to be played. This was my first time playing Super Mario RPG and the remake was absolutely wonderful. I am not the biggest Mario fan, but this game allowed me to see more of the characters' personalities and made me absolutely adore them. I also think the details in character designs are wonderful. Truly bizarre and creative for some of them, but it all still has this vibrant, happy feel throughout. The combat was fun and the real-time button presses keeps you focused. Plus, the game is beginner friendly, so anyone could pick it up and understand how to play. Overall, a wonderful game that I can recommend to everyone. The Murder of Sonic Hedgehog was another game I finished in January. This game is a visual novel cross basic running platformer. Now, if it does get too hard, there is a number of assist options, from invincibility to reducing the number of rings required for the stage, making it easy for everybody to get through the game and see the end of the story. Now, the game is on the shorter side and I did finish it in a single night. That said, this game is completely free, so I recommend picking it up if you do have Steam. Mail Time is a super cute cottagecore platformer. The story follows you as you begin your first ever outing as a male scout and have to deliver letters and items to help the inhabitants of the area. At first I wasn't convinced of the game and I had to look up where to find characters. It can be a little puzzling to begin with as there is no map. On the flip side, the area is very condensed, so after that initial confusion of where to go, the game got so much better. I was able to relax and enjoy my time getting to know the other animals and found the platforming to be fun. If you like the cottagecore style, maybe have this on your radar, but be aware. My playtime on PlayStation showed I finished it in a little over an hour. Therefore, I would recommend picking this up on sale as it is expensive otherwise for the amount of content. When the Past Was Around is a point and click game that tells the story via this medium. There is no voice acting and the music is all soft classical pieces. The story follows Ida as she deals with grief, with a journey through her memories. I don't want to say much more than this on the story, but during the game there is a number of puzzles to solve. Luckily, there are full walkthroughs if you get stuck at all. When the Past Was Around is a sweet game. It didn't fully grab me, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Coffee Talk is a visual novel in which you run a coffee shop in an alternate dimension, Seattle. There isn't gameplay apart from fulfilling the customer's drink orders, so the majority of time we'll be reading dialogue. The customers themselves are a variety of mythical creatures from vampires to elves. This allows the game to delve into serious topics such as race and class without it feeling too real. Coffee Talk also has really cozy vibes and interesting characters and stories throughout the game. Coffee Talk plays a lo-fi soundtrack throughout the game, keeping with their relaxed and cozy vibes. I finally see why it's highly regarded, worth playing if you enjoy visual novels. A game I finished later in January was The Legend of Tianding, a 2D platformer beat-em-up cross game with a very unique manga art style throughout. I have a full review of this one, so check that out to learn more about this game. I'll leave a link in the description. January seemed to be the month I got back into Mario because rounding out this month was Super Mario Bros. Wonder. This game was released last year and it feels like a step up for the 2D Mario games. Whilst platformers are not my strong suit, the badges and easier characters made it possible to get through even the most difficult levels in the game. You'll be running, jumping, swimming and transforming throughout the levels. It is a fun game. Each level also feels unique with plenty of gimmicks such as rhythm challenges along the way. Now, I did not even play some of the levels as it is not needed to see the end credits, so there's plenty of replayability should I wish to come back to this game. Also, the game can be played fully in co-op. Overall, January was a massive success in clearing my backlog. I did start off a little overly ambitious with my list of games that I wanted to play through this month. However, it was mostly larger RPGs that had to drop off. So that's something I'll look to tweak in upcoming months. Planning the minimum number of hours I wanted to play video games each day made a huge difference to my progress and really kept me on track by having a schedule. Don't forget to watch my previous videos on tackling the backlog and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!